I don't really feel like talking to 6 people, 5 of which are Israeli trolls. Oh, Jesus. I can't remember what I was watching. I was thinking about you guys. Just crazy, man. The world we live in is just fucking insane, and I am so... I'm just so done with it. I mean, I really do think like the Nick Fuentes stuff is just such a huge part of this. And I don't know if it's getting talked about enough. It's embarrassing. You know, for supposedly one of us to finally get to the position where, you know, he could absolutely call out psychopath fucking nation they are, he doesn't. And I just can't understand the logic behind that. You know, maybe I should look more into it. Maybe there's been an explanation since. But, you know, the one thing I've told you guys for a long time, which is part of the argument, but maintaining truth is a difficult thing to do. Or maintaining a lie, I'm sorry, is a difficult thing to do. When you're guided by the best possible intentions, and you're just, you know, you're not being selfish. You're truly just doing, you know, you want the best for everyone. You know, that righteousness that everybody claims, right? It's not difficult. You know, it's not difficult to be that way and maintain your presentation. And you know, people just don't realize like it's a huge fucking deal that given that opportunity to say something that he didn't, that suddenly Tyler Robinson, you actually believe. What evidence has been presented that Tyler Robinson actually did the shooting? Why would you believe that? You, of all people, especially Nick Fuentes, who questions everything, who knows who controls the narrative. Where did I think Tyler Robinson did it come from? He looked really nervous. He looked really like scared and meek. Maybe it's just he wasn't in his comfort zone. I don't know, in his comfortable place. But you know, the funny thing is like I haven't always been where I am. You know, I didn't always know what I know now. But you're not gonna find video of me saying completely opposite shit in a different, you know, at a different time. You know, when it comes to the Earth shape, yeah, you know, if those videos still exist from back in whenever, then you'll see that I was very much against that idea because of its connection to Christianity. So you'd find that, but like, where I told somebody, you know, hey, you can't just blame one group of people like that. Don't just, the Nazis did the same thing. Maybe it doesn't feel like something I've ever said. You know, I know me, and I know before I know what I know now, there's a good chance I would have opposed somebody who tried to tell me that. And there's always, you know, when we're talking about a religious cult, you know, I'm all skeptical of a religious cult. You know, they're always in the crosshairs to some extent. It's strange, man. It's strange to see, to be right all the time. I mean, for somebody so poor, for somebody who's failed so much in his life, to constantly be right about this one thing that I can't seem to make any money off of. Lots of other people make a really good living. Nick Fuentes. They make, and I'm always right because, you know, I just go off of what they show me. I don't claim to know anything. I'm just saying, look at the presentation we're given. If you can't put it together based on the presentation you're given, I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to figure out those magical words, but I mean, did you guys see the largest loan the government has ever given? It is given to a small little nothing act by Donald Trump Jr. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is just, I don't know, it's like we're watching a bad movie and you're thinking, like, whoever made this shit, nobody's ever gonna believe this. This is all just bullshit. Oh yeah, the president of the United States is gonna be some goofy ass apprentice actor with no credibility, no credentials whatsoever, no leadership, with a history of tanking things, and he doesn't have a good history of shit. He's going to be president, and then he's going to approve the largest loan, or his government is going to approve the largest loan ever given to a business, and it's not even going to be like a big business, or it's going to be a small little nothing, $620 million, infusion of cash to this small nothing, headed by the president's son. Not just the president's son, but the one with the junior. Like, that's nothing like his dad. None of them do. I don't know who the fuck their father is, but it's not Donald Trump. They kind of look the same. You put them in line together, they kind of look the same. But Jesus Christ, some ugly people. And you get people like, what are you doing, you dumbass? There's a left-hand turn lane, but you're slowing down in driving lane because you're smart. By the way, I think Jake Paul is going to die in the next fight. He's either going to die or he's going to win. Either way, it's going to make him, the biggest story in the world for a minute. I think he's going to die. I don't know how this fight is allowed to even happen. I still think there's a good chance something might happen to stop that fight from happening, but there's no fucking way Jake Paul fights Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is people that it's scary. Like, he's like Brock Lesnar, They're just naturally gigantic people. On top of the juice, on top of the gas, you throw the gas on there and that fire is fucking insane. I think AJ is an overrated boxer. I don't think he's as good as he's said to be. But his freakish genetics help with that. But he's not as good as like a Tyson Fury. Then again, Francis is. I can't believe they didn't let Francis have that victory. He should have totally won that fight over Tyson Fury. If he was a white guy, if the roles were reversed, like if it would have been a black heavyweight champion and the white Conor McGregor type guy came out, like Floyd had to destroy Conor McGregor. He had to. If he wouldn't have done exactly what he did, they would have stole it from him. Totally different. They would have made the right choice, because Francis absolutely beat Tyson that night. Does he do it 9 out of 10 times? 10 out of... No. Tyson Fury whips his ass the next time they fight. Tyson probably took the fight way too lightly. It's hard to get punched in the face. It's hard to get up in the morning, and I've never slept in silk sheets before, but I don't think I would want to. I'm not the biggest fan of silk. But back to it. Let's get back to it. Me talking about nonsense. It's really like, it's really weird and shocking how much negative Israeli press is everywhere, and yet there's still not like a consistent consensus that we need to eliminate this cult, this disgusting cult that is doing these horrible things. But like, 10 years ago, 5 years ago even, 2019, 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago now, but like, the articles would be there, but they would be limited in scope, and there definitely wouldn't be as many online. Like, you didn't have the I.M. Blakeleys of the world, and the Ian Carrolls and the whatever. Those people didn't exist. I was an island back then. I was a weirdo. I was a bad guy. I was out of line. I can't say these things. All this shit. And I'm just like, wait. Just you wait. You're gonna see it. And when you see it, I will welcome you with open arms. Even if you were an asshole, I'm still gonna welcome you with open arms. Like, it used to be like, man, how do people not know this? These articles are here. These stories exist. How do people not know this? But now it's like, it's everywhere. And so many people do know it. But it's a very, in some ways it's the diet version of the story. There are some holes in the narrative. And it's frustrating, as stupid people say. Or frustrating. I don't know why people have such a hard time with that fucking word. Frustrating and frustrating. Neither one is correct. I just can't. It's so frustrating and frustrating. Oh, Jesus. And this is just nuts. This really is nuts. I can't believe that this is how this works. I'm just sickened by it all. I don't know. Like I say, I'm not feeling it today. Obviously, they're not going to let me have any viewers today. So, as soon as we get home, I'm jumping off here. I want to learn. I'm not here for entertainment. I'm here to learn. I'm here to be better. I want to know what I'm getting wrong. And like I say, the information is everywhere. This isn't a hard nut you want with any news report you want with Israel in the title, and it's going to be something awful. It's either going to be some sort of lies, or it's going to be something awful, or a combination of both. But it's like, where are all the people out there? Where are all the real ones? Where are all the good people? Where are all the good Christians? Where are all the people who fight for what's right? It's like, how do you stay so stupid? It's a willingness, right? It's a willingness to be stupid that is so just, I don't know, I can't really understand. Yeah, that was funny. Oh, there's just so much going on. Is this, and then you've got so many white people making videos. We agree, Somalis are bad. They've done so much. They've done so much bad, and they've never done any good. And it's literally everywhere. And you just go, what is going on? Look at this. They're throwing salt out of the back of a truck. Gotta love Detroit, baby. Stupidity, man. The absolute stupidity. I guess it's ingenious. I guess that's how you say it. The ingenuity. I find it so strange. I've thought this for years now, but how strange it is, how difficult it is for me to find a fight on the internet. I mean, this is the web. And I can't find an argument. I can't find a single person that disagrees with me and is capable of making reasonable, especially since I'm the one that's wrong about everything. 24 degrees Celsius. 24 degrees Fahrenheit, sorry. I don't know what that works out to be. Celsius. Centigrade. Like, if you look at these houses are huge and they're beautiful. Look at this shit. This neighborhood used to be where the Jews lived. All these neighborhoods. This used to be where the Jews lived, where the wealthy whites lived. And then they moved out. And when they moved out, they would separate the houses sometimes into two. But they would move out and not give a shit. Stop putting money into not just the house, but the community itself. And they would only let black people, they would only rent to black people and poor whites, I guess. They would do that as well. How all of these hoods exist. That's why when you go into your average everyday hood, the houses are gigantic. Look at that fucking house. That's a mansion. Yeah, they have lots of other shit houses, you know, but if you look at the oldest buildings, look at that building. I don't know what that is. You look at the oldest buildings in the region, and especially the oldest houses, and they're all big fucking beautiful houses. They didn't build all these big ass houses for some hood rats to live like. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how big some of these houses are in the hood, while at the same time their layouts are terrible. You know, you go in and you know how so many houses and they're big. A lot of these hood houses, it's the opposite. They look big from the outside, and you get inside and you're like, why are there walls here? Who designed this motherfucker? Like, this is ugly, and this is impractical. Building made of cinder blocks. It's crazy. One of these channels I watch put out a video called The Car Wash Conspiracy. And like, it's one of those ones where as soon as you like see the title, or maybe even get like a minute into it, you're like, fuck yeah, this shit's right on. How there's all these car washes that have popped up, you know, in the last like 10 years or so. And how you know, so many of them operate on like a membership thing where people are paying like $55 and shit for a membership. And he's just talking about like, who's getting their car washed that much? Who's buying a membership to the car wash so they can, you know, I mean, what the hell is going on here? And for all of these, you know, multi-million-dollar facilities to be springing up all over the place, who's going? Because every time I go to one, they're empty, he would say. Every time I drive by the one, it's empty. And it's true. You know, damn near every time I drive by a car wash, it's empty. We have one down the street from us. That was exactly it. Like, it was, you know, I mean, sure, having the self-wash, the self-hose, you pay $1.50 for a minute worth of washing and shit, something like that. Like, I can see how that works. I can see how that makes money because it doesn't require overhead. But there are like the full service ones. And you know what? Like, I've worked at a car wash before. And we were the only car wash in the area. And we would get, you know, slammed before holidays and whatnot. But this was in the rich community. Like, I worked in Northville. Northville was people with money just for nothing. So it was, you know, I could see that, but again, there wasn't competition. There wasn't, you know, like the guy looked it up, and within a, I don't know, 15-mile radius or something like that, there were like 36 car washes, and there were only 20 McDonald's. There were 16 more car washes than there were McDonald's in the area. You just think, like, Jesus, that's a lot of car washes. You guys got like 5 minutes. Unless this shit starts popping off in the next 5 minutes, I'm jumping off. I got other shit to do. Like, share, sub. If you want to hear more. I just want interaction. I'm not looking for people to tell me how right I am and how much they agree with me. I'm looking for people to tell me what I'm missing, what I'm not, what I think I've figured shit out, but go and tell me how I'm wrong. The whole Friar thing, I didn't want that. And strangely enough, like, I think about why no. Outside of the programming, it doesn't make any sense. They're entitled. And narrative we're given, like, yeah, no, they're awful. It doesn't make any sense. Can you imagine driving in these streets with it being like this shitty? Oh, that's crazy. Well, I gave you the chance. I don't feel like sitting here yakking to no one. So you have yourselves a wonderful day. Go check out